You ever sit down to just test out a game, and then bam, 4 hours later you're emotionally wrecked, the pizza's cold, and your dog's judging you? Some games just know how to sink their claws in fast. Today on TopXP, we're counting down 20 single-player games that lock you in within the first 60 minutes. Let's get into it. 1. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, 2015. The Witcher 3 doesn't ease you in, it enchants you in its opening moments. You're thrown into a rich, war-torn fantasy world as Geralt of Rivia, tracking down his lost lover with cryptic visions and snarky commentary. The first hour takes you to White Orchard, a tutorial zone that's anything but boring. You've got contract hunting, explosive spell casting, Gwent, yes, Gwent, and morally grey choices right away. The writing is sharp, the world is alive, and the quests already challenge your sense of right and wrong. It's not just about slaying monsters, it's about living in a world where every action matters. You'll plan to just do a couple quests before bed. Next thing you know, sunrise.
Hang your head from my saddle.
Two, God of War, 2018. You hit new game on God of War, and within minutes you're cremating your wife and navigating a strained father-son bond. Then suddenly a demigod shows up to wreck your cabin. It's quiet and tragic, until it isn't. And when Kratos launches that Leviathan axe for the first time, and it snaps back into his hand, oh yeah, hooked. The first boss fight alone is more cinematic than some entire games, and while the emotional tone is heavy, the combat is tight and crunchy from the jump. You instantly feel the weight of every blow, physically and emotionally. God of War isn't just a game, it's a Norse myth told with fists and feelings, and once it starts, it doesn't stop gripping you. Three, Portal 2, 2011. Portal 2 might be the smartest game intro ever. You wake up in a decaying science facility, guided by Wheatley, a lovable, panicked AI voiced by Stephen Merchant. His banter is hilarious and the world building is deliciously weird. Then the testing starts. You're solving puzzles by manipulating physics using portals, and it's already addictive. The sense you get from each solved room is like a dopamine slot machine. And just as you're getting comfy, the game yanks the rug out and throws in a plot twist you didn't see coming. It's equal parts genius and ridiculous, and the pacing, flawless. By the time you're deep in Aperture's underbelly, you're completely obsessed, and you haven't even hit the halfway point.
Up to 4,000 degrees Kelvin. Rest assured that there is absolutely no chance of a dangerous equipment malfunction prior to your victory incandescence.
The Last of Us Remastered, 2014. You want a prologue that emotionally wrecks you? The Last of Us delivers one of the most unforgettable openings in gaming. No spoilers here, but trust us, it's the reason this game is iconic. Then it cuts to 20 years later, in a brutal post-pandemic world where survival is earned, not guaranteed. You get introduced to Joel, hardened, quiet, and before long, you meet Ellie, who's more than just a mission. The atmosphere is heavy, the environments are decayed yet beautiful, and the tension is thick. Every encounter feels dangerous. Every bullet matters. By the end of the first hour, you're emotionally invested, tense, and dying to know what happens next. It grabs your heart and doesn't let go.
I meant
5. Detroit Become Human, 2018. In your first mission, you're negotiating with a rogue android holding a girl hostage on a rooftop. No warm-up, just high stakes. That's how Detroit hooks you. Every choice affects what happens next, not just later, but immediately. Do you trust him? Lie to him? Shoot him? Walk away? It's part playable movie, part moral experiment. The controls are simple, but the storytelling is rich. You'll play as 3 different androids with wildly different lives, all introduced within the first hour. The visuals are stunning, and the questions it asks about AI, freedom, humanity hit fast and hard. If you like choice-driven games with emotional weight, this one gets its claws in quick.
You have to trust me, Daniel. Let the hostage go and I promise you, everything will be fine. I want everyone to leave!
6. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, 2019. Sekiro wastes no time in trying to kill you. Within minutes, you're slicing up samurai, sneaking past guards, and losing your arm. Yeah, you lose your arm early. Then you get a badass prosthetic filled with ninja gadgets, and the gameplay loop locks in. Stealth, aggression, and precise parrying. Unlike other Souls games, you must play aggressively here, and that switch feels electric. It's brutal, but fair. And the satisfaction of landing your first proper death blow? Pure bliss. The combat is chess with katanas, fast, lethal, beautiful. The world feels mystical and grounded all at once, and the story drips out just enough mystery to keep you curious. Sekiro doesn't hold your hand, it slaps it, and you'll thank it. Seven. Star Wars Jedi: Fallen Order 2019. You're a scrapyard worker hiding a deadly secret. You're a Jedi. Within minutes, the Empire finds you, and suddenly you're wall running, deflecting blaster bolts, and slicing up stormtroopers like you never stopped training. Fallen Order doesn't ease in, it launches you straight into danger and then hands you the lightsaber. Batman: Arkham Asylum 2009. Batman brings Joker into Arkham. Seems simple, but within minutes, Joker springs a trap, takes over the asylum, and boom, the entire facility becomes your twisted playground. The game wastes no time giving you full Batman power fantasy, stealth takedowns, detective vision, gliding, grappling, and that combat system, so smooth it redefined action games. The dark, claustrophobic setting turns familiar villains into horror movie monsters. You're not just fighting, you're hunting. And you're doing it with gadgets, strategy, and that gravelly bat voice. Even today, Arkham Asylum's opening hour is a masterclass in tone, pacing, and immersion. It feels like stepping into the cowl, and once you do, you're not taking it off.
You're gonna be fine. Stay here.
Doom 2016. No cutscenes, no tutorials. Just wake up, rip a demon's arm off, grab a shotgun, and start blasting. Doom 2016 is pure adrenaline. The first hour throws you into hellspawn mayhem with metal music blasting and movement so fast you'll forget to blink. There's no reloading, no hiding, just non-stop carnage with surgical precision. The game respects your time. Every weapon feels meaty, every kill satisfying. Glory kills, disgusting, and beautiful. It's violent, yes, but it's also incredibly smart about momentum and level design. You're constantly moving, thinking, surviving. And the pace? It never lets up. By the end of the first hour, your brain is fried in the best possible way. Resident Evil 2 Remake 2019. You step into Raccoon City. It's dark, it's raining, and the streets crawling with zombies. You're either Leon, a rookie cop, or Claire, looking for her brother, and within minutes you realize you are not ready. The tension is real, ammo is scarce, every hallway is a gamble. The lighting, the sound design, it all keeps you on edge. Then you hit the RPD station. It's a puzzle box of horror, full of creaky doors and awful surprises. You start mapping it out, learning where safety lies, until it doesn't anymore. The RE2 Remake is a survival horror masterclass, and its opening hour is like a warm, terrifying hug for horror fans. One that might bite your face off. 11. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, 2016. First scene, Nathan Drake on a boat, getting chased in a storm. Boom, instant adrenaline. Then it slows down, showing Nate's quieter life. A boring job, a sweet home, playing Crash Bandicoot. Just normalcy. And then, his dead brother shows up. Uncharted 4 nails the contrast, explosive action, then deeply human storytelling. That balance is what hooks you. The climbing, the shooting, the treasure hunting, it all feels polished, cinematic, and fun. Naughty Dog's direction makes you feel like you're in a movie. but the control never slips out of your hands. And in the first hour, you already care deeply about Nate, even if you've never played the others. Adventure has never looked this good. 12. Marvel's Spider-Man, 2018. It starts with Peter Parker in his messy apartment, slapping on the suit and leaping out the window. And just like that, you're swinging through New York. That's all it takes. One swing, you're addicted. Spider-Man nails the movement. The city feels alive. Traversal is joyful and combat feels straight out of a Marvel movie. Punchy, flashy, and fluid. You fight Kingpin in the first mission and it feels like a final boss. But that's just the beginning. Then you're juggling crimes, selfies, science puzzles, and text messages from Aunt May. The tone is pitch-perfect Spidey, quippy, heroic, human, and the first hour proves this isn't just a superhero game, it's a Spider-Man simulator. 13. Horizon Zero Dawn, 2017. You're born an outcast, raised by a surrogate father, and trained to survive in a world where robot dinosaurs roam the wilderness. That's the first 10 minutes of Horizon Zero Dawn. Then you take control of Aloy and begin exploring lush forests, snowy mountains, and abandoned tech ruins. You scan enemies, craft traps, and hunt machines with precision. The mystery of what happened to the old world hooks you early, but it's the combat loop, stealth plus gadgets plus big payoffs, that keeps you going. The first hour is a wild blend of tribal survival and sci-fi intrigue. 14. Ghost of Tsushima, 2020. It opens with a samurai charge into certain death. You're on horseback, riding into a Mongol army, and it feels like a movie. Then things go bad. You survive. Barely. Now you must fight like a ghost. In the first hour, Ghost of Tsushima teaches you honor, and then forces you to break it. It's cinematic, melancholic, and packed with visual flair. Fluttering leaves, windswept grass, burning villages. The swordplay is sharp and stylish. You'll duel enemies under cherry blossoms and stealth through temples under moonlight. And yeah, the photo mode might just steal an hour of your time by itself. This is Kurosawa meets open world, and it's beautiful. But wait till you see number 16, because that one makes rats terrifying. 15. Dark Souls 3, 2016. You wake up in a graveyard, undead, alone, no map, no guidance, just vibes, and a big sword. Then the world starts trying to kill you. Dark Souls 3 doesn't babysit. Within the first hour, you're dodging knights, unlocking shortcuts, lighting bonfires, and facing your first boss, Eudix Gundyr. And if you beat him on your first try, we salute you. The gothic world design, the cryptic lore, the brutal combat, it all hits fast. "16. A Plague Tale, Innocence, 2019. You're a young noble in medieval France. Everything's peaceful, until soldiers burst in and you're fleeing with your little brother through plague-ridden villages. Then come the rats, thousands of them, swarming in darkness, hissing and hungry. You're not fighting, you're surviving. With fire, stealth, and puzzle solving, it's tense, emotional, and terrifying, and it all unfolds in the first hour. Amisha and Hugo's bond forms fast, and the writing makes you care. The world is beautifully bleak, and the soundtrack? Haunting. This isn't a power fantasy, it's a struggle, and the desperation of it all grabs you by the heart.
You can't stay close to me. They ate him, Amicia. They ate him.
17. Alan Wake 2, 2023. You're a horror writer, lost in your own nightmare, and the first hour of Alan Wake 2 is a mind-bending descent into darkness. The vibe? Think Stephen King meets Twin Peaks. Eerie woods, flickering lights, and a flashlight as your main weapon. You're piecing together a story as you play it, using a caseboard that updates in real time. Combat is scarce, but intense. The world feels wrong, on purpose. Every door creaks, every shadow breathes. You'll ask, wait, am I writing this or is it writing me? That mystery, that is what hooks you. '18. Cyberpunk 2077, 2020 after patches. Forget the launch memes. Post-patch Cyberpunk 2077 is a totally different beast. You pick your life path, street kid, corpo, or nomad, and from the jump, Night City wraps around you. The world is neon-drenched, chaotic, alive. You're driving through high-speed chases, hacking terminals, buying illegal cyberware, and doing jobs for sketchy fixers. V is a character with style, and the dialogue choices already feel meaningful. The first hour teases heists, betrayals, and big ambitions. And then, you meet Johnny Silverhand. Let's just say, that moment changes everything. '19. Rise of the Tomb Raider, 2015. Lara Croft, clinging to an icy cliff in a blizzard. That's the first minute. No subtlety, just full-on survival. From there, you're solving ancient puzzles, crafting gear, sneaking through Soviet camps, and escaping collapsing ruins, all before the first big twist. This game blends action, stealth, and exploration so fluidly, it feels like second nature. And Lara's journey is less about treasure and more about becoming something stronger. The first hour is relentless. You climb, fight, and survive. Tomb Raider fans and newcomers will be all in by the time they see their first underground ruin.
Stay alert.
20. Control, 2019. You walk into the Federal Bureau of Control, a brutalist skyscraper with shifting rooms, floating bodies, and a gun that isn't really a gun. Control doesn't waste time explaining. It lets the weirdness wash over you. You're Jesse Faden, and you're suddenly the director. And your first weapon is a shape-shifting supernatural object. The tone is X-Files meets SCP Foundation. The gunplay is snappy, the powers are wild, levitating, launching furniture, creating shields out of rubble. But what really hooks you? The vibe. It's mysterious, stylish, and cool. Every room makes you question reality. And trust me, the first boss encounter, unforgettable. Which game grabbed you in the first hour? Was it something from this list? Or did we miss your favorite? Drop it in the comments, we read them all. If you enjoyed this list, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss our next deep dive. Until next time, keep playing, keep exploring, and keep being awesome.